Thursday, September 24th. Hi there, J.R. Lewis with you on KLAM and KCDV, or if you're catching us online at youtube.com/Cordova TV. And since we continue to have good numbers on the dashboard, we're going to take advantage of this opportunity to go over in detail the economic stimulus plan, because this is a pretty neat system that's being put in place by the city council, and we want to make sure that everybody that's able to take advantage of it knows the details and is able to do so. I would imagine a number of you are aware of this already, but just in case there are a few people that aren't, that's how we'll use our time here today, and we're glad that you can join us. Just to recap the dashboard box score from cityofcordova.net, we still have had a total of only 9 cases in the community for residents, 0 of them active, of course. They're all recovered. And our non-resident total, even after the fishing season and all the summer activity, was only 10. Again, with 0 of those active and all 10 recovered. No hospitalizations or deaths for Cordova. Now, that doesn't mean that we wouldn't be asking for it if we don't continue to be vigilant. So until further notice, we should keep doing the preventative measures. But, sometimes you just got to take stock, and when you look at how things have gone in a number of other communities, some of them even smaller and more isolated than we are, and be pretty glad that our population overall seems to have done what needed to be done. And, of course, with the economic devastation all across the country, it's a worldwide economic situation, but as far as the United States, Congress a while back decided to put out this big relief package to try to mitigate some of the economic impacts. It was the CARES Act, and the idea was that that money would filter down to states and to cities. I don't know about counties and boroughs, but it would filter down, and increasingly local levels of government would have an opportunity to use a chunk of that money to offset some of the expenses created by having to mitigate the pandemic. In our case, building extra infrastructure at the harbor or hiring people to be out at the airport. And then in other cases, offsetting lost income to individuals or businesses. And Cordova got a chunk of this money, and the council decided recently to find a way to get a substantial amount of this right down at ground level. And they were talking about this. I remember when the CARES funds, when they were talking about it at city council, there were at least a few of the members that were saying, look, let's figure out how to really get this into the hands of the community and not have it all be, say, for government expenses and some of those other sort of institutional financial, not that those aren't important, but, and they got to the point where this plan fell into place to utilize $1 million of CARES Act funding to invest directly into our economy by giving it to local folks and making it spendable only at local businesses. So here's the news release. We'll just run that down. It says the city of Cordova has allocated $1 million of its CARES Act funding to mitigate the financial impacts of COVID-19 on Cordova residents and businesses. Funds will be issued directly to Cordova residents in the form of a Cordova cash card preloaded with funds to be used exclusively at Cordova-based businesses. The funds will directly impact Cordova's economy through spending at local businesses. Now, for businesses to be able to participate in this, there are 4 bullet points. Number 1, a business will need to complete an application to ensure that Cordova cash cards can be used at your business. Number 2, you have to make sure your business license is up to date. Number 3, your business needs credit card processing capability and accept Visa. If you don't have that, you'll want to consider signing up for Square or PayPal or any system that allows the use of Visa cards. And then, number 4, once approved, a representative of the City of Cordova or Cordova Chamber of Commerce will set up a time to swipe an activation card on your credit card processor, so you'll be ready to accept Cordova Cash Cards. So again, in case any of our local businesses don't understand this, you have to sign up for this and go through these steps to become a local business that can accept these funds that are going to be dispersed to the residents. It doesn't just automatically work. Now, as far as the residents, if you would like to get a share of this $1 million, number one, and again, there are 4 points here. Number one, got to complete the application. Number two, you have to have a physical address in Cordova and intend to reside in Cordova through the 2020 to 2021 winter season. You may need to confirm residency with a utility bill, mail, lease, or other document. Number three, you must indicate how your household has been impacted by COVID-19 health emergency circumstances. And then number four, once approved, Cordova Cash Cards will be issued in one of these increments. It's a $500 card for each applicant and that applicant's spouse or partner, if they have one, and then $300 for each dependent. So, for example, if it's a mom, dad, and 2 kids household, then it'd be a total of $1,600. Nothing to sneeze at. And the cards will be distributed by mid-November. Now, down here at the bottom, individuals and businesses can apply online at cityofcordova.net/cashcards. Applications are also available for in-person pickup at City Hall/the Cordova Center, Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and in a folder outside the main doors at the Cordova Center. Questions can be directed to Cordova Cash at cityofcordova.net. You can call City Hall at 424-6200 or call the Cordova Chamber of Commerce at 424-7260. And also a very important date for everybody to know, the deadline to apply is October the 16th. So, that's a summary of what's going on with this program. Again, an October 16th deadline to apply. That's for the businesses that would like to receive customers who have these funds and residents who would like to receive the funds in order to be customers. A great way to keep local dollars right here. Again, the financial modeling that's done when you have a dollar that comes into a community from outside, and that's what all 1 million of these dollars are, it tends to circulate about 7 times on average before being used for an expense for something outside the community. So you receive it, you spend it at a grocery store, that grocery store spends it on power, that, CEC transfers it to somebody through payroll, that person in payroll spends it on something at some other store, and so forth. So all 1 million of those dollars stay in town, and if you would like to participate, go to cityofcordova.net. If you have any questions about the program, again, call somebody over there at the city or at the chamber. We hope you benefited from this information on the 24th of September here. Our daily briefings at 1, 5, and 8 on the radio, and youtube.com/Cordova TV if you want to catch them online. I'm J.R. Lewis. Glad to have you listening, and we'll get you back to regular programming.